the point of what you had contention with. So you said that you know that triggered you, the part where I had the conversation with the girl. I did not said the claim that the girl mentioned those things, and that's why I mentioned it in it. But even if she didn't mention it, generally speaking, most women in 2023, they would prioritize going to the club, getting flown out, being on a yacht, you know, just living their best life. They'll be like, kids, family, I'll do that when I'm in my 30s or 40s.
But there's not wrong with that either.
Well,
there's not wrong with that.
Well, it is something that's wrong with it. You don't think there's anything wrong with that? So this is what I'm saying, right? Hear me out. Cool. You said that there's nothing wrong with it, right? But there is something wrong with the guy not having any ambition and just being a bum living in his mom's basement. Clearly there's something wrong with that. So then clearly it must be something wrong with a woman just living a party life and not really having any traditional values, not really preserving her femininity.
You hit it. Well, again, the men in the comments is what triggered me. Oh, you don't want. Oh, you're gonna be lonely.
Do you have kids?
I do.
Yeah. So they're all right. This doesn't even apply. Like what I said does. So there's statistics that's actually running now, and it's studies being done, and it shows that in about 10 years, there's going to be a lot of single women with no kids. Putting their career before everything.
Good for them.
And they're going to be on a lot of anxiety and depression medication.
But why does the men's comment trigger you?
Because they're basically telling us we're not worth anything if we are not.
Why does that even matter if you know who you are?
Because it's the mindset of
Venus. Just put your mic a little closer.
So there's a thing, right? So we all have opinions and we all have experiences, but there is a general consensus, and I think that's kind of where you aim your you. That's where you aim, right? For the general consensus.
Yeah.
It's scary
generally,
to see.
Women are happier with family and the children, with family and the kids. A man that they genuinely love, respect, and admire.
I'm not gonna hold you.
Kids.
I would love to have a good, leading, mature, supportive. man.
So look. So think about that, right? So you're arguing for something that you don't even think is even capable, because you just said that you would love to have a man that you genuinely love, admire, and respect, with some kids, with a nice house, white house with a picket fence and a little dog, or
I got 4
dogs and 2 cats. So you're arguing for something that you even want yourself. So what do you mean?
I do have a family, but and this is my children. If you ever see this, I love being your mother. I don't love being a mother. I don't find my happiness in that. I am. And I didn't know this about myself. I am a selfish person. I want to be able to just get up and go.
Got you. So Vicky, let's get on to other people. But we'll come back to the stuff that you said, and
good stuff.
Depending on the conversations we have, I'm sure I'll bring it more full circle. But thank you. Anything else? Let's.
No. I'm gonna shut up.
No, you good for it. Anyone else? You saying anything that triggered you, or you was like, Cooley, I don't agree with this?
I think Venus.
Can I make a response to what she said?
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Just like a small response.
No, go ahead.
I just would like to say that a lot of people, they tend to look out and feel like they want other things without realizing that everything they need in life and everything that they want is right in front of them. They're just not being grateful for what they already have.
Can I also say something?
Because religion brings you foundation, and that's what you need to build. Family brings you foundation. That's what you need to build. And you have all those things. And it's a lot of people in the world that wish they had those things that you have. And it just seems like
I'm grateful, but I'm not happy. There's a difference.
I feel like you're newly out of a relationship. You were probably dealing with turmoil for years. You seems like you want to just go, and you don't have the opportunity to just go.
I wanted that in my relationship.
That's why you feel like you're just running away. You're not happy. So if you're not filling yourself up, you can't fill everybody else's cup around you. So right now, you in this stage that you're in is your healing stage, and take that time to heal. Maybe somebody else will be around that could be that man for you if you choose to want that. But that partner for life, no one wants to just be single forever. Or unless you do want that. There's happy people who are single it takes forever.
You have to take a level of like loss. I feel like I lost so much being with someone. So now I guess that's trauma.
Now you're gaining that.
So now I'm traumatized.
So what's the 2 questions again? The trigger?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. So what's the thing that most triggered you, and then something that you disagree with?
Okay. So what triggered me in the comments, like, so the first time I was ever on this podcast, I brought up that I was married.
Yeah.
And in the comments, which wasn't a lot, I think it was like 1 or 2 comments. I was like, oh, like she says everything good. She sounds like a wife, but she's not, like, my marriage didn't work. So it means like I'm not good enough, right? So let me just clarify something, because society, I think, has a lot of things screwed up. I was just like you. My family was very religious. So since I was young, especially in a Hispanic culture, we're taught to cook for your husband.
I was saying that you're
take
taught to
care
be
of
a
your
wife
husband.
early.
Right. Like, we're taught at like 12
start
to be
cooking
that
and
certain
cleaning.
way.
That's where your value was. No one had to do that stuff.
I got pregnant really young, right? Because I wanted to be a wife. And I was wife at 21. So in my, right, when I'm young, I'm thinking, I hit a goal that all women want. And I was super happy. And I was like all for it. Okay. So I lived this happy marriage. But what I thought was good wasn't good. Okay. So like you mentioned earlier, we ignore red flags because we want to. And we settle because we think being married is the best thing. Which, hold on, let me just mention that I love being married. I love being a wife and I love being a mom. And I would do it again. But I was just married to the wrong guy.
How old was he?
We're the same age.
Okay.
So
See,
he's
and that
33
could be
too. So we've been together since we were 16 years old.
Getting married.
Yeah. And I
Right.
feel like you're not mature enough to even make those
No.
decisions. But because I grew up thinking you're supposed to be married and that's like the way of life and that's the goal, right? I was trying to hit those like milestones early.
I did it. I'm married. Yeah.
Yeah, but then I started to grow as a woman, right, and succeed and be successful in everything that I ever done, and he wasn't. And then I felt like I was being a mom at some point. You got to do this, and you got to do that, and come on. And I'm helping him. Let me help you finish school. Let me help you do this. Let me help you do that. And I love being that way because, like, that's my husband, right? Like, we ride or die. Whatever we do, we're going to do together. That was my thought process until I realized I was doing it all alone. And then it came to a point where, like, I was taking care of everything. And then I had to babysit. And then there was things I was involved in that I shouldn't have been involved in. And then it came, like, is my husband more important or my kids and my family, right? So, like, I chose me and I chose my kids. So people who hear, they don't know my story. They just assume, oh, she has a failed marriage. Something's wrong with her. She's not wifey material. I'm a wife.
I feel y'all. Yeah, I mean, that's the good discourse. Thank you for, sharing that with her. I think that's good when women speak from a genuine perspective that they have and they can share with another woman. And maybe, y'all can relate a little bit.